This is Bishop Dr. Truman Burst. Master Herbalist, coming to you from Good Shepherd Ministries. What we're doing here is we're not prescribing, we're not diagnosing, we're simply talking about the latest information and research on natural remedies. And we're finding out as people are contacting us back with the information that we're sharing with them about the latest research on colds and flu, and diabetes, and heart disease, and a lady just called me just a few minutes before the broadcast, and she asked me about someone who had spinal injury and a lot of pain, and so the thing that came to my mind was maybe she wanted to know about an herbal tincture extract. Number 1043 that we have. It has 68 different herbs in it, but one of the keys to that is that it cleans the blood. And when you're cleaning the blood and you're working on the nerves or arthritis, it all works better. And it's related to you can't just use pain relievers and anti-inflammatories. You actually need to do that and clean the blood at the same time. Then when you get that going, all of a sudden the pain not only becomes relieved, but over a period of time it seems to disappear. And then there are people who are using our diabetes protocols that are getting phenomenal results. They're coming back with reports about no diabetes in 3 to 6 weeks. Kidney disorders clearing up within weeks of using these natural herbal remedies. So just to be clear, I'm not prescribing, I'm not diagnosing, and I'm not promising cures. I do know that the Most High, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Ahaya, Ashar, Ahaya, and in Yeshua's name, coming to him in faith, works for me. And with that relationship and being guided by the Holy Spirit, that's how these 14,000 natural remedies that I've created over the past 55 years, that's how they work. And I continue to research and find information, and then put it together with what I know and what everyone else knows in the community. And when I put that consensus of information together and pray about it, I get answers. I get ideas, inspiration, and it's a beautiful thing, and it's a wonderful gift, and it's my privilege to serve the Most High and to share this information. So that's what we're doing here, and one of the things that I thought would be a good idea today, since everybody's really up against colds and flus and so forth, we should talk about that. But to get back to that pain in spinal injury and so forth, there's something called pregnenolone. And at the pregnenolone, let's go take a look at it. Let's bring it over into the screen capture. Okay. First of all, let me get this out of the way and put this over here. There we go. Now I've got the conference, and everybody can see that in the screen capture. I'm doing a live audio video screen capture, and and the phone is ringing, and people are calling me. And that's another thing that I do as a capture, and that is I capture people's telephone number when they call me, and then I go then I try to call people back, and I have a lot of people to call back. So please forgive me for not calling you back, because I have a lot of people to call back. But I've captured the telephone number, so I write it down, and then I just keep calling these people back, and they're not there, and then I leave a message and so forth until we finally get together. And then I spend 25, 30, 40 minutes with each person, just, talking about what things that they want to talk about, and whether it's diabetes, whether it's, there's a lady that wanted to know today about, she sent an email, and and I get all these emails, and I get back to those people as well, and I do individual reports, a detailed report. So when we're looking at it, when you're looking at that report, and it's talking about number 1043 joint care formula and some pregnenolone for a problem with cleaning the blood and getting ready, helping to relieve the symptoms of arthritis and rheumatism and even spinal cord injuries, when you know also about pregnenolone, which would have been, and we've got an open mic, and I have to go find it and close it up. And there it is. Hey, Truman. Yes. Is that Doc Miles?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I had a lady that called the other day from Atlanta, and I answered her questions and stuff, and she wanted to hear a little bit more today because I didn't make it last Thursday. I had to work late. But anyway, about the spinal injury, one of the quickest pain relievers is the medical magnets that I have. They're very, very powerful. They're 4 times stronger than any other medical magnets around the country.
Ah, yes.
And Virginia makes them, and we put them on the spine, and it just dissipates the pain, and within 30 minutes, it's amazing, because what it does, it sends a magnetic current 6 inches deep into the body, which stimulates the blood flow, which dissipates the pain. And it's really an awesome thing.
That they are. I did a lot of research with magnets, and I'm glad to know that you have those. With
yes, I do. And myself, I've been doing magnetic therapy for 30 years.
Yes.
Really, really works.
Yes. That, along with that pregnenolone and joint care formula that has 68 herbs in it, that cleans the blood at the same time, and then acts also as a pain reliever and a nourishment to the nerves. You've got a complete system. Doc Miles, let us give folks your telephone number where we can reach you, so in case someone is interested in knowing more about those magnets, or to maybe come and pay you a visit in your office. You're about 25 miles from Austin, Texas. Is that right?
That's right, 25 miles north of Austin, right off of Interstate 35, so I'm very easy to find.
And please give me that telephone number where people can reach you to make an appointment to come and see you, or to get some of the products that you have created there. What is that number?
It's area code 512-868-9867. That's 512-868-9867.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for joining us here today, because that helps me out, because you're so knowledgeable. Doc Miles is a naturopathic doctor for many years, with a lot of experience, and again, a gentleman who's getting great results. And you do something again. I have to mention this. I mentioned it last time you were on, but I have to mention it again, because I don't know of any other naturopathic doctor that operates the way you do, because you only charge $100 one time for your initial consultation, which is, and everybody else charges $700, and you're only charging $100. And then when they need to come back to you, you don't charge them anymore. In other words, $100 one time, and then you don't charge them to help them anymore. That's phenomenal, and you're a humanitarian, and I love that.
Well, I help a lot of people, thousands of people across the United States, and I feel good about what I'm doing. I'll never get rich doing this. I'm not in it for the wealth. I'm in it, to help people, because, God has blessed me through the years, and I want to share those blessings with many people. And that's what I do. I'm training a naturopath eventually to take over my clinic later, but I'll still work a couple of days a week after that, just to keep myself in motion, if you will.
Oh yeah, you can never quit.
Just sit around when you get our age.
Yeah, you can never quit. It's in the. You have to do it. It's kind of like even on the Sabbath, if a sheep falls into the ditch, you got to go work and pull them out.
There you go. That's right. Because I have animals out here in the country, and I have to take care of them 7 days a week. So.
That's the nail on the head. Well, brother, so what do you go ahead.
Yeah, you're 75 and I'm 74, so we've been doing this a long time, and we're still kicking and still going strong. And God has blessed both of us, and we're helping to bless other people. But the lady from Atlanta that called me the other day, she wanted me to express a few more things about, what I do and why I do it, and some of the things that medical doctors won't tell you about. And one of the things that everybody suffers from is acid reflux and what they call fibromyalgia. There's no such thing as fibromyalgia. It's high tissue calcium, because the calcium that they ingest, it does not go to the bones and teeth, because they're short on hydrochloric acid in the stomach lining. So if they take a hydrochloric acid capsule before each meal, the calcium goes to the bones and teeth. And if their bones are really thin, when they get their bone density checked, then we have another formula, as well as the hydrochloric acid, that thickens them up in just months, and they just can't believe it. And the medical doctors can't believe it, because it's something natural. It's not a drug. It's, drugs don't help the body. They only put Band-Aids on it, and it doesn't fix the body, because we have to have something natural, like what you do and what I do, in combination, because, I use some of your products as well. And it's amazing. The blood sugar formula that you have is awesome. I had a lady, her blood sugar dropped down to 112 within 30 days, and she was just amazed. She just couldn't believe it. So, we've done a lot of stuff for a lot of people, but there's the thing about what's going on with the medical groups, they just don't study 5 minutes of nutrition, so they don't know. They say, oh, don't take this herb, you don't take that herb. I want you to take this drug. Well, for hundreds and thousands of years, people have been taking herbs, because this is where we started, and we're trying to get back to the basics to make a healthy body and structure it properly so the body will heal itself. If you cut yourself, it will coagulate and it'll heal. We put a little colloidal silver on the cut so no bacteria will form and cause an infection, and then you don't have a scar. Most people for years and years and years use hydrogen peroxide on that cut, and it left a scar. Well, all the hospitals and doctors' offices are not doing that anymore, because they find out that it is causing people to scar. But these are things that the medical groups.
Whoops, got the wrong one.
Am I still with you?
I'm sorry. I accidentally, the mic got muted and I unmuted it, so please continue.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, it's 10 by 10 now. I'm sorry, we had an audio problem, but it's fixed.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, very well.
Okay, good. Now there's so many different things that the medical doctors do, but they don't promote the healing of the body itself. The body will heal itself if we get it balanced. Okay, you go buy a new set of tires. You tell them to balance your tires because you don't want to drive out of there and have your tires flopping all over the road because you're going to wear them out. Maybe have an accident. So we balance the body so the body can heal. Because the body wants to heal. Okay? The body, now you have 13 pints of blood in the body, and the liver processes 100 gallons of blood in 24 hours, and that filter gets clogged up, so we have to take something to keep the liver clear and clean and happy. And once your blood stops when you have a cut, then you see the clear substance, which is lymphatic fluid. It's there to take away any infection. You have 2.5 times more lymphatic fluid than you have blood, but it works off of check valves in the body, like a little bitty tiny trampoline or little exercise unit. That's the best exercise people could do because it moves those check valves and moves those lymphatic fluids to get rid of toxins in the body. Okay, that's another way that the body balances itself. The blood has a pump, which is the heart, and it pumps the blood, to every cell throughout the body, through the liver, filters it, picks up nutrients, and scatters it throughout the body. So there's so many things that we need to do to help the body to heal itself, but it will. A cut will heal. A broken bone will heal. I mean, it just really will. And if it's really bad broken bone, you have to get it set. When I was in my 30s, I was always breaking horses and all this, and I took off on a wild horse, and it decided it was going to turn and go through some brush, and I decided I wasn't going there, so I bailed off, rolled in the sand, and got up and thought I hit a rock, and I didn't see any rocks. And then 6 months later, I was running a big manufacturing plant, and I went in there to the doctor's office and said, check my arm because I think I chipped the bone off that metal that was sticking out. And he x-rayed and he said, no. He said, but you had a nasty break about 6 months ago. And I said, no, I didn't. He said, yeah, you did. I had a 4-inch piece of bone that grew back diagonally. He said, I'll re-rate it. And I said, no, you won't. It works fine just like it is. So the body always heals itself if we do the right things for the body. So we do body balancing, and that changes people's life tremendously. The liver takes 120 days to change every cell. And when the liver gets dirty, we have to make it happy by using, what I do, I use that liver sport that I get out of India. It's a 5,000-year-old formula of Ayurvedic herbs. And it's a great product. I sell a ton of it. And people get, that helps with allergies too, because 95% of allergies and skin conditions is because the liver is compromised. And I live in the allergy capital of the world here in Central Texas, and it's bad for a lot of people. They have to run to the doctor, get all these allergy shots, which those don't work. And sometimes some people have died because of taking allergy shots, all the time. But it's one of those things that we have to do to balance the body, keep it on a good path so it can heal. So that's my 2 cents that I threw in there.
Well, hey, thanks for that info. You described it very accurately. And that's it, folks. If we give the body the nutrients that it needs, then it can heal itself. And it does heal itself. And Doc Miles has seen it many, many times, and so have I. And that's what we're guided to share with you, is how we do this, what we do, and how we make it work. We've got an open mic along the line here, and I'm going to go ahead and close that so we don't get an echo. But that's why, folks. That's why I have created a system guided to create a system where you can go up on the internet at herbalhealthreview.com and oops, and we've got an open mic. And I've got to find the open mic. There's a couple of them. Okay. All right. we have a, go ahead.
Dr. Miles.
Yes,
Yes.
Go ahead.
You explain the blood lab work, the metabolic over the medical.
Yes, ma'am. What I do, I take the comprehensive metabolic, the full CBC, the lipid levels, the TSH, and the urinalysis. I run it in my computer. I've got a special program that nobody in Texas has but me. And I run an 18-page report that shows me exactly where you are nutritionally. Your medical parameters are very, very wide. Like your glucose, they say it can be between 65 and 100. On my chart, it says 80 to 95. Okay? And then if your cholesterol is over 200, they said, oh, you got to take a statin drug. 80% of the people that take a statin drug end up with Alzheimer's every time. Okay? Because that's what statin drugs do to you. Okay? So I run this report and I see exactly what you're high on or low on, and I have a list of products in that program that shows what that patient needs to correct those issues. And once I get a person started on a good program, they change and they get healthy and their cholesterol gets better and their blood sugar gets better and so many other things change based on what I find in the nutritional parameter section of what's really going on with that individual. And it's amazing. I do them long distance. You know, I do them, people come in my office every day. I mean, I do probably 25, 30 blood tests a week. And I've got a girl that's all she does is just sit and run on that computer these programs. And it's just amazing the results that we get because everybody changes. You know, the body will heal itself. You know, just like Truman and I say, it will heal itself if you put the right ingredients that you are missing in that blood work. And once we do that, then the body says, oh, we've got help here. Boom. And it heals itself. We don't heal anything. And I don't prescribe anything. I only make suggestions based on what I see in that blood work. And if your white blood count is below 5, you've got a virus. If it's over 8, you got a bacterial infection. That's just the way it is. The medical parameters are 4 to 11 in the white blood count. If somebody goes to the doctor and says, well, my blood count is, 11 and a half, well, you got a virus. No, it's not a virus, or your white count would be below 5, not above 8. So the medical doctors don't study this stuff like I do. The hematology, I mean, I'm really, really, really big on hematology because that's your blood in your body that sustains life, and it's got to be balanced so your body can heal. Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Excellent. Wow. That's great information. And the fact that you have these systems in place for this analysis, that's wonderful. And you have all these tools. And then combining all the tools that you have where you can do that type of analysis and then pinpoint the targets that need to be addressed. That's a wonderful, wonderful system.
Well, it works out for me and it works out for the patients because so many people that come to me with so many different issues, and the doctor said, well, you're within the medical parameters on your blood work. There's nothing wrong with you. It's in your head. It's not in their head. It's in their blood. And I find it. I show them how to fix it. They fix it themselves because I educate every patient on how to do this and what to do and what I see that has worked for many, many years, 2 of these twice a day, 3 of these twice a day, whatever, until you get your body balanced. And it does change, and it balances the body. And so once you balance the body and it heals, you feel good. But the medical doctors don't look at it this way. They don't look at it nutritionally. They look at it medically. If something is out, then they're going to say, well, you need this prescription. But the prescription doesn't work. It only puts Band-Aids on it, and it affects your liver big time. Your liver is processing all of this blood, and all of these drugs that you're putting in your body harms your liver. And then all of a sudden you get allergies, and you get skin breakouts, and you have all these other things. My granddaughter is a really well-known artist down here in the South. And when she was in high school, she was on stage and everything. She did all these, acting stuff. But she called me. She said, "Grandpa," she said, "I've got some zits, and I don't know what to do about these zits. I'm going to be on stage in 3 weeks, and I can't have these zits." So I sent her some of my liver support, and I told her to take 4 3 times a day until it goes away, and then call me. She called me 10 days later. She said, "Grandpa, you're a genius. I don't have any zits." So I had to drive to Houston to watch her perform on the stage. And she's such a wonderful young lady now, and now she lives in Savannah. She's gone through this art school, and she's got, widely acclaimed things that she's done. And I just talked to her on the phone a while ago. She was leaving Savannah because of this hurricane down there. And she was getting out. There's several of them in the car, and we're going somewhere. She's going to call me tonight and let me know that she's safe and sound. But this is a dangerous storm down there, and I've got people affected by that storm myself. The lady that worked for me for years just moved to Florida, so she's getting hammered right now. So all I can do is pray for them and hope that God will take care of them, and I'm sure He will.
Yes.
He always does. As long as they don't do stupid things, But we have to think about what we do, what we put in our mouth, and most of the food that we have in the marketplace today is 90% of that food is GMO altered.
Yes.
That kills the hydrochloric acid production that God put in our stomach. That's why we have acid reflux. That's why we have so-called fibromyalgia and stuff like that. And we get kidney stones, and we get arthritis, and so on and so forth. You take the hydrochloric acid capsule before you eat your food, and then the calcium goes to the bones and teeth every time. And the protein goes to your heart, your muscle tissue, and your hair, because your hair is 95% protein. And when your hair is falling out, you're deficient in hydrochloric acid every time. And one little bitty bottle, 90 capsules for a month, costs you $18, and it stops that. It's amazing what happens when you do the right things. You don't drive the wrong way on the right way street, you're going to get killed because you're going to hit somebody. You have to go down the right road and do the right things in order to accomplish the ultimate goal that you set for yourself to heal your body.
Wow.
That makes sense?
That's well said. And that's a real key to everything is that liver, the liver and the kidneys, working with those, making sure that liver is functioning optimally, and making sure that those kidneys are getting rid of the wastes, and it's making lifestyle changes. And it's all there up on herbalhealthreview.com. And you're going to see Doc Miles's work published up there as well in the very near future. And all these remedies that he's talking about, we're going to make sure that they get published up there on the internet, where you're able to take a look at them. And again, and in each of those reports will be live links where you can go over to order those products and so forth on the internet. All of that's in the works, because it's one thing to talk about these things, and it's another thing to make them very available. And all this information that is so valuable, that describes the valuable work that Doc Miles has done over the many years. So anyway, that's my dream on that, Doc. What do you think?
I think that's just absolutely fantastic, because we have to get the education out to the public so they can understand what's really going on in the marketplace. because if they just depend on the doctors, I've known people, if the doctor say if your back is hurting, you jump off the, two-story building, you'll be fine. They would do it because they would do anything the doctor tells them to do. Well, the doctors are strictly in the drugs and surgeries. That's where they make their big money. You'll never see an old medical doctor that believes in drugs. They don't exist. They're making so much money on the drugs and stuff because they get kickbacks and all that kind of stuff. They retire before they're 60, so they spend all that money before they die. One time, I'm a pilot, and I've been a pilot for, 30-something years, and I had to get a quick physical, and the guy in Georgetown was too busy, so I went to Austin to this old man. He was 92 years old. He was a medical doctor, and he did flight physicals for pilots. And he said, I don't believe in all these drugs. Well, that's why he was 92 and still practicing, because he didn't believe in the drugs. So you never see an old doctor that believes in drugs. Most of them, they believe in the drugs and take their own drugs. They retire early, because they know they're not going to make it long. They got to spend all that money they make. It's just crazy. So life is what we make out of it. We have to do the right things in our personal life, spiritually, everything else, nutritionally, do the right things. You'll live longer. You'll feel better. You'll have a better attitude, and life is good.
Amen. So, Doc Miles, again, that telephone number, folks, to reach Doc Miles is area code 512-868-9867. That's 512-868-9867 to avail yourself of the valuable information and the products that he is talking about. And Doc, it's cold and flu season, and we really need to address that. What do you think about that? I've got have you used that CVF Be Gone, that cold virus flu formula that we used to call the anti-plague formula that Dr. Christopher created way back in the day. Have you ever used that against a cold and a flu?
No, what I do, I use D3, and I have these little blister packs. There's like 15 of them in a pack, and they're 50,000 units per capsule. You take one a day for 15 days. That puts your immune system on the top shelf, and you don't get the flu. The last flu shot I had was when I was in the military years and years ago. And I said I'd never get another flu shot, and I never have, and I've never had the flu because I take my D3 because that keeps your immune system built up. I have a lot of patients that come to me that's had cancer, and they've had, tons and tons and tons of their remedies, of course, the chemo, and they can die with pneumonia really quick because they have no immune system. The first thing I put in their hands is one of those blister packs of D3. That way they get their immune system built up in 15 days, and they don't get the flu or the pneumonia or whatever and die because they don't have an immune system. And that's what I use predominantly, for flu. There's a lot of flu things out there. But remember, in the allergy season, of course, y'all don't have allergies up there like we do in Texas, but I have some allergy spray that you spray on the tongue and the liver support. And then I have a DHIS product that Dr. Molecular makes. It's the strongest natural antihistamine on the market. I've never seen a better one in my life. And it works great. And I sell that stuff with a case. It goes so fast because it works. Drugs does a quick thing, a shot does a quick thing, but it doesn't fix it. It comes right back. Okay? Once you fix the body and balance the body to get it running like it's supposed to, then it heals itself. It's a no-brainer, really. But when people listen to the medical doctors, that's what happens. They get into a pickle. They don't know how to get out of it. So
Yeah.
D3 is my big, big, big thing for flu. And I sell a ton of it every fall.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It really boosts that immune system.
Yes, sir. Every time.
So you know what? I'm getting a lot of good results with colloidal silver water.
Colloidal silver is great. It's great. It kills 600 strains of bacteria in 6 minutes. That's why you use it on a cut or burn, because it heals it quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have that silver salve, you know, that's by prescription, and you get it, if you get a burn, they'll give you a prescription to get it. It's very, very expensive. But, you know, we have some natural silver salve, too. And we have the natural colloidal silver, which, you know, the drug companies hate that stuff, and they look for people that's liking it so they can shut them down. You know, so,
right.
You know, I still make it, but I give it away most of the time. And,
right.
You know, unless somebody wants to give me $5 for the bottle that I put it in. Because it's expensive stuff. You go to Whole Foods and get a 4-ounce bottle of colloidal silver, and it will cost you $40.
Yeah, that's why 30 years ago I created that generator that will make a quart of colloidal silver water every 10 minutes, and that quart, if you get it on sale, it's $60 a quart, and it costs 25 cents to make it with that generator box. And so that's why I have a generator around, and I've got my 5 great grandchildren who come to visit and stay overnight and so forth, and they kind of rotate 2 every other day and so forth. And so I've got lots of kids here all the time, and they're going to, and of course they're going to these, you know, going to a public school, and they're bringing home the colds and the flus and everything. And so I always have a gallon of that colloidal silver water down under the cupboard, and then when they come in and they're not feeling well and so forth, I hand them a glass of colloidal silver water, and I have them drink it, and I might have them drink 2 or 3, 4 glasses while they're here and staying overnight, and by the next morning they're well.
I know, because you can use that colloidal silver. If your eyes are itching because of allergies, you take a dropper and just flush your eyes with colloidal silver, and instantly your eyes feel better. If you have an earache, you put some in your ear, fill your ear canal with colloidal silver, and then do the other ear, and boy, in just no time, your earache stops. So I use colloidal silver for everything. Even when I was raising baby chickens, I would put colloidal silver in their water. In the last batch, I raised 105 babies. To pullet size, never lost 1 chick.
Wow.
Put colloidal silver in their water every time.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen to everybody, okay? Yeah. But everybody doesn't use colloidal silver. And I also use hydrogen peroxide 35% food grade in their water, and they feather out twice as fast.
Wow.
So I have some very, very healthy chickens because of the way I approach it.
Yes.
I treat my dog. I treat my chickens, I treat my horse, I treat everybody, even my goats, with natural things, and I don't have anybody sick. It's amazing. People can't believe that my animals don't get sick. It's because I take care of them the right way, without drugs.
There you go. And then with you know, anytime that you're taking that colloidal silver water, and you can use it for, I've used it for up to 10 days. When I came back from Egypt and I had drank their water and ate their food and so forth, and I had every bacteria and so forth that I couldn't handle. Now here I am in my 70s, and I had come down with all that bacteria. I really couldn't handle it. It took me 21 days. I drank colloidal silver water day and night for 21 days. I took that cold virus flu anti-plague formula, and it took the miseries away. And I worked every day. I always work. I'm able to work every day when I'm sick because I know the things that will help. But the thing of it was, when I got over, as soon as I got over it, finally, I took acidophilus powder. I took a lot of. Oh, we got an open microphone, and I'm going to go find it.
Can you hear me?
I hear you. And
okay. So when I travel, I take a bottle of ADP, made by Body's Research, because it's a emulsified form of oregano, and that kills viruses, bacteria, funguses, and intestinal parasites. And because you can't travel with liquids, because they will take it away from you at the airport.
Yeah, I found. I made that mistake.
ADP, I know. We've all made that mistake. But, so I send some ADP with every one of my patients that are traveling, because I live close to the Sun City retirement community there in Georgetown, and I've got probably 200 or 300 patients in that big center out there, and every time they travel, they come in and get some ADP to take with them, because they can take it while they're there, and they don't get Montezuma's revenge, because it kills the bacteria in their system, and they stay well, and they enjoy their trip. So
Yep.
that's what I do, and that's what I suggest to my patients to do, because it really does work.
Yes, yes. And then, always whenever you're drinking colloidal silver water, whether you're drinking just one glass or two or drinking it day and night until you get over the flu or some virus, and taking that CVF Be Gone anti-plague, the ultimate cold flu herbal formula that I make. When you're doing that, and then when you're done with it, and whether it takes 1 day or 2 days or 10 days to get over some of these viruses and so forth for some people, but when you know again about that D3, vitamin D3, taking a lot of that, that's going to boost the immune system. So there's a lot of things that you can do to get over some of the worst situations, but always take that acidophilus powder every day to make sure you have a lot of friendly bacteria. And then I also use a lot of that kombucha mushroom, because that's a probiotic, and that really that helps gut health and keeps that between the kombucha mushroom and the acidophilus powder, that keeps my gut health way up on top.
That's right. I have a D3 in a smaller bottle. It's a little bitty capsule, and each one of those capsules is 5,000 units. That's what you give children. The adult dose every day is 2 of those, which is 10,000. So children get 5,000 units a day. Adults get 10,000 units a day. And that's the going rate. That's what people should be doing. But to boost the immune system quickly, that's when I have those big blister packs that just knock you out of the ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody needs D3 every day. It's amazing. Some people say, well, I get plenty of sunshine. Yeah, you're going to burn your skin. Then you could get skin cancer because your liver's probably not up to par, and you're probably acidic, and that's why you get skin cancer. Anytime your liver is compromised and your immune system is down, that's when the cancer pokes its ugly head. You've got to keep the liver happy, and you've got to keep the immune system up, and do certain little things to keep your body balanced, so you don't come down with these things. It's amazing what happens.
Yes, and a lot of people are having again problems. I had an email that I have yet to send a detailed report for a lady about the kidneys, getting rid of the wastes. With kidney stones and all. What are you doing? What do you do for kidney stones and someone who's trying to get that kidney functioning again?
Okay, I have a Renal Plus product that is nothing but food for the kidneys. Okay, and it really works well. But if you got kidney stones, the best way to get rid of them is eat asparagus. Asparagus breaks it down. I mean, you can eat fresh asparagus, a whole bunch every day for a week, and your kidney stones are going to break down, and you'll pass them because it'll be like gravel, okay? You can get the Jolly Green Giant. That's the only one commercially I would suggest. It's a tall, skinny can. You eat a can of that a day for a week, and you don't have kidney stones. But again, to prevent kidney stones, you have to have the hydrochloric acid before each meal, so the calcium won't go to the kidneys. It'll go to the bones and teeth. Back to the hydrochloric acid. It is so vitally important. People do not realize the importance of hydrochloric acid. It's amazing. Okay? And don't run to the drugstore to buy some of these products, because those are synthetic products. They don't work. Okay? They help a little bit, but your body can only convert a synthetic product 50% of that. The other 50% is wasted, and your liver's got to filter it out. So they said, well, my doctor gave me a prescription of D3, but that's a synthetic. You need the natural stuff, so it really will work. But that's where people just, listen to their doctors on nutritional things, which is not a good thing because they don't study it. It's an elective to take in medical school. Most of them don't take it because they're too busy learning all about the drugs and learning all about the protocols for all the different things and the drugs to give for those protocols that the drug companies are feeding them right and left. The drug companies give them a computer, a little laptop or whatever, and they give them all kinds of supplies, and they feed them and feed them and feed them all the way through medical school. When they get out, they feel like they have to prescribe those drugs to pay for what they got for free when there's a medical school. And that's a growing problem in this country, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. And I just don't understand why these doctors can't wake up and smell the roses, instead of just killing people right and left. So they kill with drugs. You take a prescription as directed. In this country, we lose a patient every 6 minutes. At the end of the year, that's 160,000 people taking a prescription that die. Now, the hospitals, because they do crazy things, they kill over 200,000 patients a year. So that's over 360,000 people a year that the medical group is killing every year, and that's more than all the wars put together. And they do it year after year, and every year it gets more. That's what I call crazy.
That is crazy. It is. So working with those kidneys, do you use much marshmallow root powder?
You can do that too. There's a lot. You got some good kidney stuff yourself, but but for kidney stones, the asparagus is a great tonic for that really quickly because it breaks it down right there, and you don't get it stuck in the urethra or something like that. It'll break down to gravel, and you just pass it just normally. You don't have to have surgery unless it's really really bad. And you got one stuck, they're going to have to go and take it out or push it back or something. That it's just crazy. But if you give things in time before it gets to be a catastrophic issue, you can make these changes with your body and do it naturally without any harm to your body, period.
There you go. There you go. So, I'm having a great deal of success with marshmallow root powder, and then using our kidney bladder herbal formula, and then Schizandra berry and so forth. There's a lot of kidney bladder herbs that are very helpful, like peach bark and marshmallow root and buchu leaf and corn silk and echinacea and goldenrod, parsley root, red clover blossoms, dandelion root, watermelon seed, uva ursi leaf. There's just a lot of nutritional things, nutritional herbs that feed and heal the kidneys to where they can come back phenomenally. I mean, I'm getting reports with people that have been wearing a diaper that aren't wearing a diaper after 3 days doing that. And if they need a little bit more of something to reduce inflammation, using herbs like nettle leaf. So there's just a lot of help for kidney bladder disorders, and then there's always what do you think about that? Drinking olive oil and lemon juice concoction to help to clear those stones. What do you think about that?
Well, I've heard many cases where it really did work. I just haven't tried it myself. But you got to make sure you get a good quality olive oil, and you don't, because there's a lot of junk out there. We used to depend on all the olive oil coming out of Italy as being good, clean olive oil. But the people over, in Italy, the mafia has taken over some of those olive oil places, and they'll put a little good olive oil in there, and they'll fill it with junk olive oil, and they'll sell it as premium olive oil. And they're making a fortune off of it. So you have to be careful of which product that you get.
You're so right about that. I hear about that hoax all the time. That be careful of that olive oil because it's not really what you think it is.
Right. Well, Porcelli's or Chili's or something like that is the one I have used for years, and it works really good. I use the extra virgin olive oil in a glass bottle. If you use olive oil, it needs to come in a glass bottle, not in a plastic bottle, because it's a very volatile oil, and when you take the lid off and the oxygen hit it, it will leach the stuff out of the plastic. I just lost the word for it, but it'll leach it out, and then you ingest that in your body.
Yes.
But you don't need those extra toxins. You need it in a glass bottle.
Yes. And that's why if you do get an organic, an authentic organic olive oil, and it comes in plastic, you want to transfer it into glass once it's opened.
Right, exactly. Put it in glass jars or something.
Sure.
You don't want to leach the toxins out of that plastic into your olive oil, because then you have more toxins to deal with. So
absolutely right.
It's just much better. We use plastic everywhere. When I went over to Paris, France, and I wanted a bottle of water, it was in a glass bottle, not a plastic bottle. And if you get olive oil over there, it's in glass or a can. It's not in plastic. The Europeans know better than we do.
Sure.
But everything in America is done quick and cheap. Okay? That's what they do. They use plastic. And people will nuke stuff in the microwave. Number one, the microwave will kill the nutrients. And number two, they put it in a plastic container, and you'll leach the impurities out of that plastic into your food. Then you got more toxins to deal with.
Right. You got no nutrients and got plenty of toxins.
That's right.
Yeah, and see, these are all the things that we need to be aware of, and that aren't something that is knowledge that's just on the surface where people are going to run into this kind of information. But you and I, having lived this life now for decades and decades, well, we have gleaned a lot of information, and it's a blessing to be able to share all this information. Maybe we should open up the lines and ask someone if they have a question or a comment that we can help them spontaneously with. Should we do that, Doc Miles?
Yeah, that's fine. As long as you don't lose me. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm not going to lose you. I'm going to leave your mic open.